Right, welcome to Rugby AM. Here with the main man, Steve McNamara. Steve, how are you, pal?
Yeah, good, thanks. Yourself?
Very important. We had all fans sending me questions to give to you. First thing I've got to stress is that Jamie Jones is still playing Rugby League.
First thing I've got to stress is don't stress. I know Jones is playing Rugby League. He's been speaking to him about his injuries. He's been great for our group for a number of years as Jones. He's played an important part of where the team sits right now, but unfortunately for us and for him, he's been beset by a couple of injuries, hasn't he, last year or so?
Yeah, he hasn't had the luckiest couple of years, but I think he's back this year and he's keen to impress.
Yeah, I'm sure he will.
Keep your eye on him, yeah? Keep your eye on him for us. Obviously, it's been a bit of an up and down test. London didn't go to plan. How did you find playing in the capital?
Well, we enjoyed going down there. We enjoyed spreading the word of Rugby League, if you like, playing in front of a big crowd, playing our part in terms of helping spread the word of Rugby League and opening it up to a lot of different people. So that's it's an important aspect of our job in terms of what we do. In terms of the result, disappointed with the result. Yeah. In terms of the performance, clearly disappointed with our attack, but absolutely delighted with the way we defended. And you know, when people look at teams, they generally see you played good or bad based on whether you score points. And I understand that, but in reality we played really well in defence. We played really well in defence, particularly on our goal line defence, and we take a lot from that. Obviously,
it must be a very tough decision whether you change the team because of the result or whether you stick with the same boys. When does that? Do you make them decisions straight away? Or does it come across the week up to this really important test?
No, I think it's really important after a game to sit back, review it in calmer surroundings. Yeah. Look at the game, assess what went well, what didn't go so well. Look at things you could do personally, tactically first. You know, do we want to change anything the way we play or the way we defend? You look at those, and then you look at any personnel that may enhance making those changes if that's what you want to do. Look, last week we did all of that, made no changes. This week we'll do all of that again, and we'll make some decisions as we get a little bit closer.
We've got a few new lads in the group, few like George Williams, Jermaine McGovern. Have you been impressed with this set of lads you brought in?
Yeah, they've been incredible, to be honest with you. It's taken us a while to build where we're at. I know you mentioned Jones earlier on. He's been part of that culture. There's been some great players. Your Gareth Ellis's, Jamie Peacock's, Adrian Morley's, John Wilkins, Kevin Sinfields. These types of experienced players who have really put this programme and this team in the position that it's in. You know, I can't say that enough. And the players now come into a really strong environment. You know, they apply themselves really well. Got a tremendous performance staff, what makes sure they're on top of everything, and a great facility training. So the group of players have been very good this year. There's been some disappointment because players like to play. Yeah. They're not used to being left out at this stage of their careers. They're all internationals. They never get dropped. They never get left out. Yeah. But that can be the case when you're playing for England, and the response to that has been very positive.
It's a first-class training facility. I'm blown away by the scale of it, and I think Ryan Hall commented that the pitch were better than his carpet at home. It's that good.
I'm not sure whether that's a reflection of his carpet or the quality of the pitch, but no, he's right. It is a world-class facility. You know, make no mistake about that. And the recovery facilities here are up there. You know, trying to recover between 3 tough test matches, 4 if you want to include the France game as well, has been very important for us. This place at the start of every week gives us a chance to do that.
You've done some great work since World Cup in, like, as you say, nurturing this group through to this point now, and obviously looking forward to the next World Cup. Are you hoping to take the team on into that World Cup with obviously big news? Sam Burgess back. Obviously, I heard your interview on TalkSport the night looked fantastic. Are you looking forward to hopefully taking the team on past this test?
Well, I think the youthfulness of this squad, and it's been like that for a couple of years now. There's a lot of years left in a lot of these players. Some of them are there thereabouts to peak, but there's a lot of potential still to grow within this group, and there's some great additions to throw back into this group. You know, obviously, you know, Sam Burgess, George Burgess, Sam Tompkins are 3 names that sort of spring to mind who have been.
Walmsley must have been really, on your thinking.
Yeah, Alex is. You know, there's been lots of players on the fringes, but when I'm talking about, you know, 3 world-class players, top players. And you look at the young group that we've got, you look at those that can come in, you look at some of the other people around that, like your Dan Sargentsons and your Jack Reeds, who have missed out with injury, and Alex Walmsley, and there's quite a few others there as well. and then some players who didn't get selected this time round. You can see it's a pretty exciting time for English Rugby League, full stop.
I think it's an exciting time for Rugby League internationally. There's some great players. New Zealand obviously have got some key injuries, but have you been impressed with their team and how they've applied themselves in the games? Because they've had some, you know, if you look at the both, obviously you've got some bad injuries, but you'd have to say they've got some really key men out of their team. It's like Sean Johnson and that who really have carried their team for the last few years.
The Packs carried their team, in my opinion, for the last few years. Every time I've seen New Zealand play and play well,
Big Jared,
they've destroyed oppositions. You know, Jared's not been there since the World Cup, to be honest with you. But the pack that they've got now is the pack that has, you know, crushed Australia the last couple of times they've played them. So I knew right from the start the quality of their personnel, what they had, what they would bring to this tournament. Their outside backs, you know, two of ours, Sheikh Dowell, Nightingale are great in the backfield for them. So this has been a great test series. There's been not a lot to choose between the two teams for the last couple of years, and this is suggesting it's going to be exactly the same, or it has been the same, and we're going to the last game with all to play for.
Mate, best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Praying for a good result for you, and hopefully see you taking the team to the World Cup.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Stevie.
Cheers.
Bye.